And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Lutheran Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Okay,
you
so
gotta have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How do you do it? Teach me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Put your hands together because there's a reason why you are still on this planet. Is because God has been blessing you every single day. It's another day above this ground we call Earth. All right, guys. This is a blessing. Today is a wonderful and beautiful Monday, regardless of what you might think, regardless of what you might feel. Today's another day above that ground. I just want to say that, okay? So if you're feeling good today, you're feeling all right, you're feeling healthy, give me some love, hit that like button, give us some hearts, the whole nine. If you're watching on Facebook, whole bunch of hearts, the whole nine, smiley faces. Today, there's a reason to be positive, there's a reason to be happy. We are going to go through this together. As you can see, I am still in my messy ass office in my own crib. Why, you ask? Because I am self-quarantining my damn self. I ain't gonna be straight. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be straight funky with you. This virus is hitting us hard. It is getting really serious out there, but we are in a situation where we need to be on point. We need to start taking care of ourselves. And if the government, if the world is saying, hey, it is time to keep things safe and it's time to stay quarantined and staying clean. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, if this is a situation, Ajiki, good morning. How you doing, sweetheart? You know, if this is a situation where we have to be self-quarantined or social distancing or hashtag social distance, you know, if we got to be in that situation right now, then that's what we need to do right now. You know, I do have my brother on Skype with me right now as we speak. Let me get this up and running here. We have my brother, Jackie Buck the Turd. What's a guan, bruh?
What's going on, man? How are ya?
Man, I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? I know that you are, you know, obviously we are, you are a familiar face with the show, obviously. You are not with us. You are not, we are not in the same room right now together as we speak. But you know what? We are still going to do this show. We are still getting through it because this is how we do. You know what I mean? This is the situation that we're in right now for right now. But this is the wonderful thing called Skype or Google Hangouts or any of that sort where we can get on and have conversations and talk with people and just keep the show rolling. You know, even though we are sitting here quarantined, we can still keep going with the news, keep talking about new things that are going on and all of that. So, of course, we got my boy Jackie Buck. How's everything at your household? Is everything good?
Good, and I mean, we've talked about this before, and we homeschool, so, you know, we already kind of have the kids around the house.
Right.
And they are used to being at home, and we're used to being at home. So that's the one big difference, I think, that a lot of people that have their kids that are coming off school, like they were ready and prepped for, you know, the spring break time, but the overall having the kids there 24/7.
Yeah.
Even having your husband or your wife home sometimes 24/7 can put a big fun on there. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing that I'm interested to see, like how everyone who has kids that are getting out of school early, obviously, or that schools are being canceled right now, how they're going to handle everything. And do me a favor, tilt your camera just a little bit more so we can see your full face. There we go. There we go. So, hey, there he is. But I'm wondering, what are you doing in this time? I mean, like in regards to the kids being at home, they chilling, they all up in the cut. I know that you're used to having the kids at home already, but do you have any pieces of advice for parents that are right now having to deal with kids that are getting out of school hella early for the foreseeable future?
So getting outside is probably going to be the biggest thing. I mean, people can still go outside. They can still go on walks. Take the dog out. Go play in the backyard. Get all those outside projects done that you've been wanting to do around the house. Just keep yourself busy, and time will fly by. The big thing though is getting that fresh air. Still, you got to go outside and get some sun and get some fresh air. Don't feel like you are caught up in your house 100%. As of right now, it's still safe to go outside and go take a walk. At some point in time, in the future, maybe we're going to have to make it to where you can only go out for certain things like other countries are doing. But right now, we still have a little bit more of a freedom into that but maybe we shouldn't. I mean, that's the thing, is no one really knows.
Right.
How far spread this is. So.
Yeah, we're definitely in a weird situation where we don't know what to expect. Everything is a curveball. There's a new curveball being thrown every day, almost every minute. It feels like every hour, every minute, things are getting shut down. Things are starting to get locked down. Things are getting closed. I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. But of course, we're gonna have to table this conversation here in a little bit, because I do have coming in today, I do have somebody very special. She's the owner of Love's Healthcare Services. And of course, there's a lot of people that are wanting to know what to do when it comes to home care, what to do when it comes to being at home. And she'll be Skyping here in a little bit as well. And of course, we're in that situation right now. We just don't know. Nobody really knows what the procedure, what the right thing is to do when it comes to being at home. And everybody, the right things that we need to do in regards to keeping clean and keeping safe and all that. It's a really scary time. But I have Nathalie Love Skyping in to talk about all of that, and I'm very excited to pick her brain because, like I said, this is information that we most definitely need to know, especially when it comes to our own home. And there's a lot of things that maybe we haven't thought of that are actually, helpful tips that maybe we have just overlooked. So we're going to go into a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we have Nathalie Love in the house. We'll see you guys in a minute. See you guys in a minute, guys. Peace. Will perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination. Image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are starting to self-quarantine, get themselves ready. Let me do that again. My mic was off. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know that there's a lot of people right now that are self-quarantining, that are trying to get ready for the craziness and the madness that's about to ensue. But of course, the main question is, what are we going to do? What are some good points or some good tips in regards to home care? Staying healthy, staying clean, and staying smart in your own home while you are being locked up, I guess, against your will. I do have somebody very special Skyping in from her own home, if I'm correct. We have Nathalie Love of Love's Healthcare Services. How are you, sweetheart? How you doing? Thank you so much for Skyping in.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me. I'm doing well, and yes, I am home in my home office, so just like you are.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, unfortunately, this is the world that we live in right now, you know, where we have to be home. We just got to be locked up, you know. We got to be locked up, and we don't really want to be, but at the same time, it just seems like this is unfortunately the situation that we're going to be in for right now.
Right.
So
I want to start off by saying that in these times, we, just like hopefully any other times, we're making sure that we're keeping ourselves as sanitized as much as possible. Good hand washing techniques, making sure you have enough Lysol. Hopefully you guys went into Walmart, Schnucks, and all those wonderful places prior to today to capture some of those cleaning products to keep your home in order.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, one of the main things is, and of course, everybody who's tuning in right now, of course, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please, by all means, go comment down below, ask the questions, you know, so that we can actually have them answered live. I'm sure that there's a lot of people right now that might have some ongoing questions, to about this situation. And myself, I'm quite curious as to what are like the possible or like the proper procedures in regards to like, okay, like there, I understand that there is things like sanitizing yourself, the whole nine, but I mean, like now, there's a lot of things that are being sold out right now. What is one thing that we can do to, what's an alternative to that? I mean, because everything's sold out. I mean, you go online, you see these things on Amazon. You know, Lysol sprays are getting sold for like $117 a can. I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I got to ask you, like, what's another alternative to that then?
Well, just for basic home cleaning, you know, the CDC website has great tips, but one of the things that, and as nurses, that we've always done is what we call your 10 to 1, which is 10% bleach to, the 9% water. So you can create that own little spray, get you a nice little spray bottle, one of those empty spray bottles that you have at home. You don't need to go out and purchase one. You just make sure that you take, measure out. If you have a measuring cup at the house, which I'm sure everybody does, get a cup of bleach to then the rest of that would be water in that container. And just spray around your house. Spray your door handles, make sure that your kids, I heard the gentleman that you had before that homeschools, make sure after they're coming out of the restroom, they're, washing their hands. Right. Of course, the areas that you're making your food and your meals, you're making sure those areas that are clean. So those are the type of things that you can do within your own home if you cannot find some over-the-counter products to utilize. But, like I had said before, the CDC website also has great tips for you, for the general public, if they want to go in, especially since things are sold out right now. Yeah. So they just have to download that, and they also give you some great tips on how to make sure that you're safe in your home. Now, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, but there are some questions that I do have from some viewers right now on YouTube. Okay. Janet said, do face masks and gloves really help prevent getting the virus? I heard mixed things about prevention measure.
Well, does it prevent you from getting it? No. Does it decrease the risk? Yes. So basically the virus is airborne, so if it gets in your skin or in your nares or in your mouth, you have more of a risk of getting the virus. But is it going to stop you if you're next to somebody that already had the virus? No, it's not. Okay. So it's not a 100% proof of not getting any type of virus. This is kind of like having the flu. It's the same process. So if you're around somebody in your household who has it, the key is to make sure that you sanitize as much as possible. Yes, cover your hands. Yes, cover your face. But like everything you've seen in all the shows, are you running out getting face masks? Is that going to stop you? No, it is not going to stop you. The key is, if you know somebody that has been sick or you yourself are feeling symptoms, you go to the hospital, you make sure that you get checked out, and then you quarantine yourself so everybody else doesn't get that virus and that virus doesn't spread.
Gotcha. And then there's some other people that are asking some questions in regards to what you said about the bleach to water thing. Alicia just asked, is it 90% or 9% water? So just to make that a little clear one time.
Right. It's a 10% of the bleach to 90% water.
Okay. And then let's see. Oh, sorry. Hold up. I'm just looking up these
questions.
Other questions, because I'm sure there are people who are tuning in and they are asking questions.
Right.
So okay, so bleach is being able to use bleach is one option. Say God forbid, say that there is no bleach to be bought anywhere. Bleach is nowhere to be found. You ran out of your last bit of bleach. What's another alternative than just bleach?
Basically, just natural soap and water. Literally, we are minimizing the effect of just, you know, and now there's this whole thing of you have to use the hand pump soap because they said bar soaps, you know, are nasty.
Right.
If you have some bar soap at the house that you have, you know, locked up in the black closet because everybody said hand soap, and now you can't find any pump soap, get that old-fashioned bar soap out, lather your hands up, and wash yourselves off with that. Good old-fashioned basic cleaning that your mom, my mom, and I, we washed ourselves with. Those same effects help you today. So keep that. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. That's the thing. Everybody wants to go out and get the big chemical name brands. It just basic hygiene is what we need in this time. Basic hygiene. That's it.
So let me ask you this in regards to the elderly, you know, in regards to we of course obviously have a lot of people, a lot of loved ones that are either doing home care right now as we speak, or taking care of people who are elderly. Do you have any pieces of advice for people who are taking care of someone who is 60, 70 plus years old?
And that is what I do. That's what Love Healthcare Services does. We go into homes. We make sure that our family's loved ones are taken care of. So first and foremost, you got to make sure that your loved ones have their medications. That's number one, especially if they are homebound and you are now at home, and if they're going to be shutting down the Schnucks and the Walgreens. So make sure that for at least you have 4 weeks of medicines set up for your loved ones. So that's number one key.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Now,
4 weeks of meds.
Now let me ask you this then, real quick, before you go into your next tip. As far as medication goes, because I know a lot of us, you know, there's a lot of people that are on all types of different kind of medication. Are the pharmacies willing to give that much of medication so you don't have to leave your home?
Now that's a very good question. So it's not really the pharmacies, it's the insurance that drives the payment. So the pharmacies wouldn't have a problem dispensing. It's if they would get reimbursed. So if your insurance is able to give you what we call a short-term supply. So that's one thing that you need to be calling your insurance companies now and saying, you know what, I'm quarantined in the home. I have right now 2 weeks of medications. My next dose to be refilled is not to the beginning of next month. Is it okay if I get a short-term supply? So they have to give that okay, and once that okay is given, the pharmacy will then be able to dispense. Yeah. So that is the first thing that they need to do, is make sure that is allowed via their insurance carrier. So like I said, recommend 4 weeks of meds in the home, set up. And then, of course, hopefully there's no change in medications during this time. Make sure that your loved ones are hydrated. That's another key. Of course, dietary measures are important. So it is important if they are not eating as well, you have enough Ensure, you have enough supplements in the house for them. So that way, if Schnucks, Walgreens, and all that is closed, and if that's all they're going to be eating to supplement their energy.
We just lost you. We just lost you a little bit. Do you mind repeating that last piece a little bit? You kind of clipped out a little bit.
I was saying, make sure that the hydration piece is there, and also if your loved ones for nutritional intake, if they're on any nutritional supplements like Ensure, that they have all of that. You could say stocked up in the home. Gotcha. So that way, if that's what they're bringing in for their nutritional piece, that you have that availably ready in your house for them.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I know that, like I said, there's a lot of people that are sick at home or that are just at home hold up that are elderly, and of course, you know, there's people who need that extra help.
And of course, you know, if there's any questions, you know, feel free to, you know, you can post my number and my information. I can help those folks that are out there, you know, because we have a lot of what we call the sandwich generation, where our parents are getting older, but we also have our kids home. I don't know about the gentleman that was homeschooling. You know, we're trying to, you know, make sure the kids, because I have a 12-year-old who now is going to be out of school till April the 3rd. So, unfortunately, I don't have my parents here to say that I have my parents to take care of, but I know that there's families out there that are taking care of their parents, and now, wow, my kids have to be home until April the 3rd. So how is all of that? And they're like sandwiched right there in the middle. So if they have any questions or any concerns, feel free to contact me. I can assist in any way possible, give you different ideas, and also, you know, home care and medicine. Even with this quarantine, we are not shut down. We still work. So I'm still out there helping families. So if you know anybody that needs any assistance, let me know.
Of course, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for Skyping in. I'm sure we'll be talking with you again sometime later on this week. I'm sure, you know, obviously as things start to develop, things are getting crazier and crazier. So, of course, thank you so much for Skyping in, Natalie. I appreciate that.
Thank you, and thank you for having this platform. So you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, guys. We're in a situation right now where things are, this is where we're at right now, guys. But, you know, she just gave us some really great pieces of advice. So please go check out her page. That's Love's Healthcare Services. You know, she has all kinds of information. So if you have any questions, be sure to message her, and she will answer anything that you might need, any questions that you might have. And like she said, just simple soap and water does tremendous. You know what I mean? Does tremendously. So anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Let's Talk. See you guys in a minute. Bye. So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see, now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not fair.
But you're more in the category like Lutheran Olive Pain.
My man. Okay. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog.
How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how do you do it? Teach me something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this. When it's time to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
Just a sexy eye right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water gun.
Into it. Hey, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, like I said before, if this is your first time checking out this show, please. We'll do that again. Welcome back. I keep on turning off my mic. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go click that like button on the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, what's up all my YouTubers, please go and crush that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. You know, we're all in this together, and like I said, I am on the journey to getting to 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So please go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Pascal Show, and crush that subscribe button. But anyway, we got to get into some news. I know that there's some other things going on other than just coronavirus, right? Other than just the virus. So please welcome my brother, Tommy Boy, to the house. Tommy Boy, what's good?
Hey, how you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, loving the beard, looking mighty with the beard, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Staying with it. I like it. I like it. So, tell me, what is going on in the world? What's going on, man?
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, seems like 99% of everything that's coming up is about coronavirus.
Right.
But there's a few other things going on in the world. I guess the biggest thing last night was the debate between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Which, yeah, that's the first time they squared off just one-on-one. And, yeah, they definitely pointed out some policy differences. I don't know if you watched or not, but they definitely, it was a lot of Bernie Sanders showing his progressive credentials and Biden saying, well, hey, I'm pretty progressive too. Come on, don't paint me as a Republican. But I guess the biggest takeaway from last night is that Joe Biden committed to picking a female running mate and putting an African-American woman on the Supreme Court. So he's committed to doing that. Bernie Sanders says he would probably pick a female running mate. But, yeah, Biden, seems like Biden pretty much knows he's got it locked up. So he's committing to picking a female running mate. So we'll see, you know, if and when that time comes, who that will be.
Interesting. I think that he is, yeah, he's searching. He's trying. He's trying to do something. He's trying to make something happen for sure. I'm interested to see what he ends up doing because obviously he's saying that in hopes to maybe get more votes, you know, get the woman vote, get the female vote. And obviously he's riding the hell out of this whole thing in regards to Bernie and the things that he said about Elizabeth Warren as well. So I'm very interested to see what he does, what's going to happen next. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Biden pivots. If he pivots towards the left to try and like pull in some of the Sanders voters, or if he, you know, stays the course he's been on for right now and you know, just goes ahead that way. You know, it'll be interesting to see. He's already adopted Elizabeth Warren's bankruptcy plan,
right?
And has, I believe, adopted parts of Bernie Sanders' plan for free college tuition for families making under a certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. So it looks like he's pivoting left. Like, it looks like Biden's going to be a little bit more of a progressive candidate towards the end of the primary. But it'll be interesting to see if he sticks by those plans during the general election when he's up against Trump.
Yeah,
if he's up against Trump.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting because also there are people that are obviously, you know, even James on YouTube just said that he thinks that it's going to be Mrs. Obama. Basically, you know, that it would be his running mate for the presidency. I mean, it's a thought, but I don't think it's going to be her. It might be her. It might be her. It might, but I feel like it's a very strong. I feel like it's a very far option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine why the Obamas would want to go back into the White House anyway now. I mean, they've got their Netflix deal. They've got their nice house. Why would you want to go back and be in the public eye and under the scrutiny of people like Trump and his ilk again? You know, why? Just hang back and enjoy the rest of your life. You know, we had a, you know, maybe this is a little inside baseball, but we had a history teacher in high school, Mr. Gurgaitis, one of my favorite guys. He said one thing that always stuck with me. He said, you'd either have to be crazy or stupid to run for president because of all the media scrutiny and how much they upend your life and how much they dig into everything you're doing. He said you'd either have to be crazy or stupid. And think about that every time I see a presidential candidate. I'm like, which one are you, crazy or stupid?
Right, and that's the main thing. It's like just trying to find out who is, just trying to find out like who's going to play it smart, who's going to actually, hit the numbers right, hit the angles, and hit the talking points and the things that we really do care about right now. Even in this climate right now, we're in a climate right now where we're in a very weird situation. This situation right now, like, it's a weird situation, but it's a perfect situation for these two candidates right now. They could really come out swinging really well if they go out there and say the things that the American people want to hear. If they continue to do what they're doing right now, I think they're going to lose a lot of people. But I think right now, we're in a situation where Trump is doing one thing, and obviously these candidates want to do something completely different. And either you are with Trump or you're not with Trump. It's kind of a 50-50 kind of situation. So this is the moment, this is the time that I feel like a lot of people need to start really looking towards the candidates that we have right now and really watching what Trump is doing as well. Because everything that he is doing, you got to figure out if you agree with that or not, because this is his opportunity to shine. And if he doesn't shine, we could be in some serious trouble, yo.
Yep.
This is the perfect time for him to be, like, on point. And he's not being on point right now. Allegedly. There's some people that think he's doing fantastic, and there's some other people that think he's doing a terrible job. Like I said, it's 50-50, But I feel like it's a situation like where people really need to just start figuring out who they want to be running the country after this wave of pandemic comes through. Because it will happen again. It may not happen in our lifetime, but it will happen again in our children's lifetime. So we need to start building that foundation now for our future children, for our future. So I'm interested to see what's going to go down, because this is insane. This is a very it's crazy
such
time.
a crazy time for an election. It's just stakes could not be higher.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know that not Biden, but I know that Sanders said something about we need to shut this president up. Can you talk a little bit more about that in regards to what Sanders was saying during the debate?
In regards to what again?
In regards to the debate, and he was talking about how in regards to the virus, obviously that's the conversation that they were mainly talking about during the debates, and it was getting very heated. But Bernie Sanders said something along the lines of he needs to shut the hell up, that the president needs to shut up. And so I was just seeing if you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
Well, I mean, he certainly put out some mixed messaging that goes against the CDC guidelines, and I mean, I guess we just kind of need a unified voice telling us what to and not to do. And I think there's a lot of confusion out there right now as to what's the best course of action, because I think a lot of people have underplayed how serious the virus is, and how serious this illness is. So, I think, it's an easy point of criticism to say either be quiet or go along with what the CDC is saying. Wow. So
DJ TC just said, shout out to DJ TC. Be sure to check out his Drive at 5 today. But he said the Supreme Court just announced that they will suspend all oral arguments right now. For right now. Yeah. That just got announced. So breaking news. Wow. The Supreme Court just announced that they will suspend all oral arguments for right now. So that's really, really huge.
That's a big deal.
What do you think?
We got to keep Ruth Bader Ginsburg safe.
So what do you think that translates to the American people? What do you think that translates to? What do you think that says to the American people?
Well, I mean, it's just another reminder of how serious this situation is. And, you know, I know they had, I think they had quite a few big things before them, the Supreme Court. I think they had the abortion legislation they were working on out of Louisiana that I think was getting pretty heated. And, yeah, so, I mean, it just seems like it's one more thing that's just on pause. It's just, everything is just kind of shutting down. I mean, I myself I was supposed to go to Punta Cana this coming weekend, Saturday.
With beard and all.
With beard. Well, I was going to shave it off before I got to Punta Cana for the tan lines, but no, I mean, you know, I'm not going now, and you know, my sister's family, they still might be going, but it's looking doubtful for them too. So it's you know, we've just never seen anything like this. It's just insane.
It's really insane. You know, and the thing is obviously I hope your sister has a very safe trip out to Punta Cana. But you know, they're saying that Alicia just said on YouTube, SCOTUS is very old, which is very true. There's a lot of old people in the Supreme Court for sure. And I'm interested to see. What else happens next. Now I understand that last night, they announced in Illinois that they shut down all the bars and restaurants in Illinois. No places that contain or hold 50 plus people we're not allowed, or people in Illinois are not allowed to be in places or in groups bigger than 50 plus people. Bars and restaurants are shut down, so you cannot dine in. You can only take out or delivery. So like I said last night, this is a situation where we are literally slowly going into lockdowns. St. Louis, where we are at right now, and Alicia, yes, go Chiefs, because of your hat. But we are also in a situation right now in St. Louis where Lyda Cruzan just made an announcement saying we are not allowed to be in restaurants or bars as well. No places larger than 50 plus people, etc. This is just the second wave of things that are happening right now as we speak. We need to be prepared and know that this lockdown, this shutdown is going to happen. In New York City, same thing is happening. They will eventually be on lockdown. The governor of New York finally just decided, yes, we're going to shut our schools down. That's over 115,000 children. There's 115,000 homeless children that are out there that have no place to go now. But he said, the governor of New York said that he has a plan that he's going to make sure that these kids are fed and have shelter. So I'm hoping, I'm praying that they figure something out with that as well. But this situation is big time. It is a very big time situation. And of course, you know, obviously everybody's concerned, everybody's scared, we all don't know what we need to do, what the right proper thing is, what's the right procedure. We're just kind of rolling with it.
The other thing is these restaurants and stuff that are having to close down for this time, I mean, that's obviously going to be a huge chunk of their business there. Are they going to be able to, is there going to be any sort of assistance program to keep them going during this time? If they're not having customers in, I mean, it's hard enough to keep a restaurant or bar open in a healthy environment. You're having them closed down for this long, they're still having to pay overhead on stuff. This could get really bad for a lot of businesses really quick. So is there going to be any sort of government assistance for these businesses?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I'm really worried about, is that there are so many businesses that are not going to know what to do with themselves because they rely on people to come in. They rely on everybody. They rely on social closeness. They rely on people going in and buying clothes and doing all that. So I'm very interested to see what the next step is going to be and how we all as a country are going to, how we're all going to come together and work this out together. Because if one business falls down, another business falls down. You know what I mean? And it just, we all rely on each other. We're all leaning on each other. And once one thing cracks, one piece of the foundation cracks, the whole thing will tumble. So I'm interested to see what happens, what happens next in regards to all this. We got to go into a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with more top news. See you guys in a minute. Bye.
And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not fair.
You're more in the category like Lutheran Arnold paint.
My man. Okay. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And like I said before, if this is your first time checking out this show, please, by all means, go and click that like button. It would really mean a lot. On Facebook, and of course, like our Facebook page. So facebook.com/The Pascal Show. Click that like button, hit that notification bell. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, click and crush that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. For all those that are tuning in right now, this is what we do Monday through Friday. I do a live radio show, but lately, or as of today, we are starting to do a self-quarantined version of the show. So we will be doing our shows Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m.-ish, 12, depending on what the subject matters are and if we're having a good time and all that. So of course, on both pages, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to comment down below. We are going to try to get these questions answered and, just be a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all in this together. right? You know. So I still got my brother Tom on the Skype right now. So
we're old. We're on the old crank dialed phone here.
Yeah, you know, the rotary phone. You know what I mean? Anyway, so of course everybody who's tuning in, watching on both platforms, we're also on Twitter and we're also on Twitch as well. So shout out to all those people who are tuning in on those platforms. But of course, comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking about and all that. We do have a Let's Talk segment coming up in the next 10 minutes or so. So we'll be talking about that as well, and that'll be a little bit more fun and a little bit more lighthearted. But we got to go straight into some more news. So what else is going on, Tommy boy?
All right, well, there's some interesting, I guess, more lighthearted aspects of this whole quarantine and virus outbreak. One of them is, I guess I don't know if I knew this or not, but apparently March is the time of year where men go to get vasectomies done. Because they get the vasectomy done, and then they sit around in March and watch March Madness basketball.
Okay.
But since March Madness basketball is canceled this year, a lot of men are trying to figure out, what am I going to do now that I'm not showing up to work because I got the snip done? You know, so that's another aspect of this that I hadn't thought of. Are you looking at the graphic?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at the graphic right now. You know,
I figured with the graphic I could have chosen a basketball player or anatomical drawing of genitalia. So.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this is the penis. This is the penis, lovelies. Enjoy yourselves. This is ridiculous. So, because these guys are worried about a baby boom.
Well, there are men out there that are changing their they're deciding not to have the operation done now because they're like, well, I'm just going to sit around and what am I going to watch? Reruns on TV? Because they're trying to figure out, you know. So there are some men out there that are pretty disappointed. They were looking forward to sitting around and icing themselves. And watching March Madness basketball.
And they're all super paranoid about. Wow. People are still really that paranoid to pop out some kids, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my
God! You have one you're not expecting, and boy, you're gonna get that taken care of.
That's funny as hell, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Vasectomies are reversible too. So I mean, so it could be just that time where you just kind of do a. You know, this is only just temporary, you know, so that maybe later on when you look back, you're like, hey, honey, remember that time when I had a vasectomy? Wasn't that crazy? Wasn't that crazy? Now we have all these crazy kids running around. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely madness, man. Absolutely madness. Wow.
Well, here's another weird thing that's going on. This is also related to the virus.
Does it have anything to do with the penis?
It does not have to do with the penis.
Damn. I was hopeful.
No.
I was hopeful for a second.
This is out of Philippines. The Philippines, I guess every year there's a sect of Christians there. They're called the Flagellants.
Excuse me?
Not the flatulence. No, the Flagellants, like they flagellate themselves. Beat themselves.
Dear God.
But these are people that every Good Friday will go out in the city of San Fernando that they will reenact the crucifixion of Jesus Christ quite realistically. They will actually be nailed into the tree, you know, into the cross, and will crucify themselves, not to death, but, you know, as a you know, I guess as a way of showing their devotion to Jesus, they will crucify themselves and try and go through some of the same pain that he went through. This event has now been called off because of the coronavirus outbreak. Because the last thing you want to do while you're being crucified is catch the coronavirus.
No kidding.
It's just kind of made me kind of giggle. You know, God love them. You know,
that is
God
so
bless
ridiculous.
them, and you know if they're trying to get closer to their God that way, that's fantastic. But it's hard not to watch that and be like, well, I was going to crucify myself, but then I was worried I'd get the coronavirus.
That's real?
That's real.
Wow.
Yeah, that's from CNN News.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I think you usually see it every year, so they'll show some pictures of these people, crucifying themselves. But yeah, I guess this year it's a no-go.
Have mercy. I'm done. Consider it a wrap, son. I'm done. I'm done with all this. I'm out. I'm out.
And here's another interesting thing that you wouldn't think about with this coronavirus outbreak is ISIS, the terrorist organization ISIS, is telling its terrorists not to travel to Europe for jihad because they don't want them to catch coronavirus. So even ISIS is taking precautions.
Wait a second. Isn't that an organization where they basically commit a kamikaze? Where they just they sacrifice their life anyway?
Yeah, bombers.
They're suicide bombers. So like, why are they so worried about? Why are they so worried about sacrificing or getting contracting the virus if they're planning on doing some act of terrorism in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
I do not. Well, here.
Wow.
This is from I guess ISIS's Al-Naba newsletter. They said the healthy shall not enter the land of the epidemic, and the afflicted should not exit from it. They said that coronavirus is a plague sent to torment. Is a torment sent by God on whomsoever He wills.
I'm done.
So.
I'm done, y'all. Because like, is that for that kind of thing to be real, and for them to go, I can only imagine what their meetings are like. You know what I mean? It's like, everybody, we are not sacrificing. You know what I mean? It's like suddenly coronavirus is the biggest terrorist of them all.
Right.
It's the henchman. And they're like, well, hey, if they're taking care of those people for us, we can sit back. We're good. We're just going to lounge, kick up our feet, and chill. We ain't nothing to worry about now.
I guess another thing to think about, too, is, a lot of these terrorists will take advantage of large gatherings of people to commit acts of terror. But if the coronavirus outbreak is there aren't going to be large groups of people, so what's the point anyway? You might as well stay home.
Wow.
But,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's another angle of this you wouldn't think of, the ISIS angle.
It's another ridiculous, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so one more real quick. We got like 2 minutes.
All right. Well, let's see. We'll take. Oh, this one I think is important.
Does it rhyme with corn?
No, it doesn't. No. You want to do that one?
I was hoping for that. Because I'm wondering what that one's all about.
We can do that. We can brighten things up a little bit.
I'm wondering what that one's all about, bruh. Talk to me, baby. What does this have to do with? What does this have to do with rhymes with corn?
Okay. Well, there's a doctor out of England, Professor Peter Davies. He's a 70-year-old expert on tuberculosis.
Okay.
I guess he's you might want to talk to this guy. He's a professor of infectious diseases. So.
Oh, nice.
He might be able to help us with this. But he was recently just caught looking at pornography, and not just your regular meat and potatoes pornography.
Oh, he got caught.
Oh, he got caught. He was watching porn on his work PC. And
he was doing research.
Yeah.
He was just doing research. He's just checking to see if it can be transferred in other ways.
Well, he was suspended for gross misconduct after it was found he was using his PC to look at pornography, and it looked like his particular fetish was bestiality pornography.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So he might be patient zero. So that he might be patient zero.
It's possible.
Huh.
I don't know.
Think about it, guys.
Doctor of infectious diseases likes watching humans have sex with animals. I don't know. That might. Where was he a month ago?
Hey, all I gotta say is it is not PC to look up porn on your PC.
No.
All right.
On your work
PC. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Scratch it, reverse it. You know what I meant. That's crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah, this poor guy. Oh, I won't say this poor guy. This poor guy's wife more than anything. He's a married man. He said that the reason he was using his work PC to look at pornography on it is because his wife had put filters on their home network to keep him from looking at pornography at home. And he says that he's been addicted to pornography since he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And started out, obviously he's 70 years old, so he started out looking at magazines like you do. And as the internet came along, he got into that. But
a whole new world. Like, he's like, oh my gosh.
And
what?
I feel for this guy's wife. I mean, this is embarrassing for this guy, but he kind of earned it. The woman, on the other hand, I feel so bad. And she says, what did he say? He's thanking his wife and saying, oh, she's been so great through all this. It's just, I always feel for these women that have to stick by their man after their man has done something humiliating and gross.
Well, yes, it's humiliating and gross, but we all do it. The only thing is that he just got caught doing it in his workplace.
He's looking at animals.
And the animal parts, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. Let me just say that again. The animal part is really disgusting. Yeah. But the act of just looking up stuff, we all do it.
And I think technically illegal.
And it is illegal. Yeah. That is definitely illegal. Mm-hmm. So the fact that, wow, who would have thought? You never know who's into something. It's weird, man. Like, and then the fact that he said, oh yeah, it started with the Dirty Magazine Day, and then it turned into bestiality? Like, where does that, how does that, never mind. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be doing Let's Talk. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Bye. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Okay, so can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
teach me something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up. I gotta try this.
When it's time to laugh,
I gotta try this with you.
Think of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the discussion, part of the show today. And like I said, if this is your first time checking out the show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page, because obviously you're watching on Facebook. So facebook.com/The Pascal Show. Go click that like on our Facebook page. That would really mean a lot. And of course, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Pascal Show. Please don't be shy. Go crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. We are in quarantine series right now. We are quarantining our show. I am home chilling in the cut in my messy ass office right now. I am working on changing the look of this space because I feel like we're going to be here for a little bit. So I appreciate everybody tuning in and being a part of the show today. And like I said, if you got friends that have not seen the show yet, please go share. Tell your friends to come on and be a part of this discussion, be a part of the craziness and all that. But we got to go into something fun. So it is, and it requires reaction and participation from you guys. So it is time for Let's Talk.
Now you've got to be kidding me.
He needs some milk.
Yes. And in Let's Talk today, we are talking about something. I'm throwing this over to my boy Jackie Buck, who's on Skype right now. Jackie Buck, what's a guan? What's the question of the day?
So, since everyone's going to be quarantined, how do you think it's going to affect relationships at home? Is it going to make bonds stronger? Is it going to put a strain on them? Do you expect to see more babies in about 9 months coming up? Or do you think that the divorce lawyers are sitting at their desk right now just waiting for the phone calls to start coming in?
Ooh.
A lot of people aren't used to being, pent up. So what do you think?
That's a very good question. Obviously I want to throw that out to everybody who's viewing right now. Comment down below on our Facebook and our Facebook and our YouTube page. It would really mean a lot. Let's get the conversation going because yes, there's a lot of stuff going on as far as yes, distance makes the heart grow fonder. But now that you guys are going to be all locked up together on top of each other 24/7, does that rule or does that saying still apply? So comment down below. Do you think that things are going to get stronger or going to get harder out here in these streets? You know what I'm saying? So don't be shy. All right? Comment down below. Let us know what you think. All right? Anyway, yes. What do you think? I'm going to throw it to you first.
From Tiffany on Facebook. She said this is a big deal, and I think there would definitely be more babies. So, I think that's one of those things, like you were saying, especially with lack of vasectomies going on.
Right. Yes. The babies are coming.
The babies are coming.
Not on my watch. But yes, most definitely, the babies are coming. Okay. Yeah. Not the rap artist. The babies. The babies are coming. Trust. All right? That's what I think. All right? So yeah, what do you think though?
So, there's going to be a lot of kids and stuff that are going to be doing all these online stuff, for school. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I think that people are going to have to settle in, get used to doing things differently. That's the big thing, is that everybody's routines are all just being completely, thrown off. So it's going to make it a pretty interesting next couple months. I think the first month will be the easiest, and then if it continues on for 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months, I mean, can you imagine into having to be put in the same area all the time, with, especially if you got a big family, space is limited for a lot of people. So, and there's only so much toilet paper.
Yeah. Shelly Shea says, stronger. Our family stuck together during the blackout in North County. And, like I said, I can only imagine for people who, during that time as well, during the riots and during all that, I mean, it was pretty crazy then too. And yeah, a lot of people in North County, in St. Louis, and North County were very much holed up and just trying to, keep safe, keep out of harm's way. Obviously, this situation is a little bit different. I mean, the situation is a lot different over here in regards to, obviously, it's not people coming into your home, or it's not violence and chaos like that. It's more of a virus. But it is interesting to see. This is the reason why we're seeing the possibility of there's a lot of people that could be breaking up and divorces, and babies, happening. The thing is like when it comes to, in my personal opinion, I think that it'll be a true test of your relationship. I think that it'll be a situation where people are going to find out how strong their relationships are with their loved ones. Because let's be real, we leave home for hours a day. We usually only get the weekends really to be in close quarters with each other. Majority of the time, whenever we're with each other for longer than just a few days, we're on vacation. We're having a great time. We're having a blast. We're doing all the things that we want to do on that thing. We're at the beach sipping pina coladas or whatever you want to do. And in this situation, there will not be any pina coladas. There will not be a beach with waves and bikinis going on. It'll be you holed up in your home, chilling, sometimes with your noisy ass kids, and dealing with what you got to deal with. So I could see this being very stressful, putting a strain on relationships. But I think that if you have a strong relationship to begin with, you're going to be fine, obviously. But this will be a true testament on how strong a relationship is between those two people. You know what I mean? In a relationship, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, fear too is one of those things that it might pull everybody together. I mean, this is the first time that really the world. I saw the DJ TC Morton had mentioned it's the first time that the whole world actually is doing the same stuff at the same time, really. And fear has a big part to do with that, but that keeps some people in line, and other people it makes really get freaked out over stuff. I think the big impact we'll see is if kind of how long it goes, and if people are having issues not being able to go to work and things like that. Not only is it the close quarters, it's also going to be the financial strain. I always hear this stat saying that most people don't have $400, but a way to be able to deal with it, like a financial emergency.
Yeah.
So luckily they made it to where all the tests are going to be free for everybody. And so at least the testing won't be, putting people in the hole. But overall, it's going to be still one of those things. Just going out and buying all the supplies costs money.
Right. I mean, these tests bet be free. I mean, they best be free, because if they're not free, the country's going to lose their damn mind. People are going to lose their minds. So it better stay free. You know what I mean? It better stay free for sure. But yes, I do see a lot of people I see a lot of pregnancies happening in the very near future. But I don't think this is of course, I don't mean to be a jerk when I say this. I wouldn't say this is the best time to make babies. I mean, practicing is a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Batting practice is fun, but as far as like for the big game, I don't know if bringing children into this world right now would be the best idea. There's already a newborn baby with the coronavirus right now as we speak. So I mean, we're in a situation where I feel like we all gotta keep the goalie in the game. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a power play type of situation. This is not a situation where you pull the goalie. The goalie stays in. You know what I mean?
Buy some stock in Trojan.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was Let's Talk, brought to you by Old Vienna. Don't be a drag. Get you a bag of those fiery, amazing, red-hot riplets. You can buy their stuff. So, I mean, obviously, if you're still, if you're locked up, you're holed up, but you still want some red-hot riplets, go to Old Vienna LLC.com. They'll deliver the chips in bags, a box of great, delicious chips right over to your front door. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. I am having Lydia Skyping in from New York City, all right, to talk about the chaos and the madness that's happening over there. So be sure to tune in. She'll be Skyping in from New York City in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. YouTube.com/The Pascal Show. We'll be right back. Bye!
You're going to perform
I'm sorry,
tonight?
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination. Image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Well. Welcome back. We are still waiting on her to Skype in and all of that. But speaking of relationships, I know a lot of us... Oh man, come on. I know a lot of us are going to be in a situation where they are going to try to figure out what their loved one wants to eat and all that. And you know, fellas, we've all been in this situation. You know what I'm saying? We've all been in this situation where you're just trying to find out from your girl, hey, what do you want to eat? Well, wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Skittles. All right, babe. Woo! All right.
I'm starving. What are we gonna eat?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. I'm down for whatever. Sky's the limit. Where do you want to go?
Chinese food.
Okay, you want Chinese? Okay, let's do Chinese then. That's cool.
Well, wait. What time is it?
It's 10:30.
Okay. Well, let's do Burger King.
Okay.
But I really want an egg roll from Jack in the Box.
But what? Wait, Jack. Huh?
I mean, they don't have brown rice, so it's too early for Chinese. That's the closest thing I can get.
Egg roll at.
Or we can go to the Galleria and I can get some India's Kitchen. That's good too.
Okay, so okay.
So you see what kind of mood I'm in? Like what I want to have a taste for? Like sweet and salty?
Sweet and salty. Okay, so you want to go to the Indian spot?
No, I want an egg roll from Jack in the Box.
Okay, so we're going to Jack in the Box.
But Dairy Queen sounds good too. Because you know they got that new chicken burger. Chicken burger. Impossible Burger from White Castles. That's it.
You want the... Okay, so we're going to White Castle.
No, I said I wanted an egg roll from Jack in the Box. Are you listening?
Play your part.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that craziness. You know, we are going to be doing, you know, like I said, this is what the show is all about. Lots of good times, lots of laughs, lots of skits, a lot of music, the whole nine. I am trying my hardest to get a hold of Lydia right now. I am trying right now to get something going right now as we speak to get her on. But in a few minutes, we will be talking with her about everything that's going on in New York City as we speak. So, of course, you know, I appreciate everybody who's tuning in and staying tuned and all of that. So we got to go into a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with more stuff going on in this world. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and all that. We got somebody in the house. She is Skyping in as we speak from New York City. We have my sister Lydia Caesar is in the house. What's up?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
It is going. We are going. We are actually right now riding through Brooklyn on the on the Belt Parkway, heading towards the Verrazano Bridge. We are getting out of the city.
Wow. So tell me, what is New York like right now? I mean, I know that you're leaving, you're driving back to St. Louis, but what is it like right now in New York City right now?
Man, it's it's a lot of chaos, I would say. Just a lot of people wondering what's going to happen next. There's every day something new happens. New York is now the place with the most cases in the country.
Really?
Yeah, it's past Seattle, which is understandable considering the volume of people that are here. Most of the cases are still in New Rochelle, which is about an hour and 45 minutes away from Manhattan, about an hour and a half away from like Queens and Brooklyn. So it's still slightly isolated. I mean, you can't go to or from Westchester County, New York. They've locked it down completely.
Wow.
So you can't enter, like you enter on a bridge and you can't go in or come. And that's the only place that they're doing major testing in New York as well because of how many cases there are there. But there are also a lot of confirmed cases outside of New Rochelle. But the majority of that 800 that there are so far are there.
Wow.
So they just last night announced that all the schools are closed until April the 20th, which is
420.
huge. Huge for New York.
Wow.
There was a lot of pressure for the mayor. A lot of people here just not wanting, mostly the teachers and parents not wanting to send their kids to school. Then you also have the parents who are upset because now their kids won't be able to get lunch. They can't go to work if they're not already working from home. Tons of people are working from home. And also what just happened last night as well is Mayor de Blasio has called for all the restaurants and bars to close starting effective 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, yeah.
Only takeout and delivery, which is, if you know New York, that is going to cripple this place.
It's going to be very bad. It's going to be very, very bad. So let me ask you this. Have you seen anything, have you seen any, how are people doing up there? How are all the New Yorkers handling all of this news?
Like New Yorkers, I'll just give you an example. I went to a supermarket on Friday morning to get a cake. We came here for my daughter's Sweet 16. I went there to get a birthday cake for her. As soon as they opened, Friday 10 a.m.
Man.
I wanted to get in there early and get out. Pascal, it looked like Thanksgiving night, like Thanksgiving week night. Everybody was in the supermarket. Packed. The lines were snaked around the store. And it's a work day at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Everybody just buying everything. The cashiers were complaining, people are going crazy. People are buying stuff that's going to spoil in a few days. There's no toilet paper, no tissue, just like a lot of the videos you've seen. Just last night, we went back to grab a few things before we hit the road. The paper, the bathroom aisle with all the toilet papers and paper towels and tissues is empty. Because it really seems like, honestly, any day now they may tell people that they can't leave, they go outside.
Man.
That's what it seems like it's getting to. So, and then of course traffic is not as bad. There's not as many people on the roads. There's not as many people outside. New York is always just full of so many people, and people are staying at home.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that this is kind of a reminder of 9/11. Because I witnessed and dealt with 9/11 firsthand myself when I lived in New York, and I know that it was just kind of like right now it's like a ghost town. There's nobody outside. No one's really driving. No one's walking. No one's doing anything.
Especially today, today's the first day that, and so a lot of the schools in St. Louis are on their spring break already. So today started spring break. They're not due for spring break until the end of April here.
Yeah.
So normally the hustle and bustle of the morning would be out and about. People would be in the streets, school buses. Even when we first got here last week, we saw a lot of school buses in action and stuff in the morning. And today, nobody's outside. Nobody.
Wow.
Most of the businesses that it's possible to work from home. That's what people are doing. And the only people who are really still going to and from work were the teachers. Of course, the restaurant industry and stuff like that was still I went to eat at a diner in Brooklyn on Saturday, and it was surprisingly packed.
Really?
I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Yeah, I was shocked, but it is a popular diner, and I know that people want to still be outside. They're trying not to let this get the best of them. But now that starting tomorrow, that restaurant you won't be able to go inside and eat.
Yeah.
Takeout, delivery, and that's going to really affect these restaurants in a major way. One day of business being closed.
Yeah. Wow.
Can be the difference of and they're saying that this is indefinitely. They don't know when they're going to open them back.
Right.
But it seems and also I believe that the country is going to follow suit from New York. Like New York kind of sets a precedent usually in things like this.
Right.
I know Chicago, Illinois has done the same.
Yeah.
No bars and restaurants.
Yeah. It's just
so
it's slowly growing. You know what I mean? There's more and more
Yeah.
more states are starting to do the same, following suit. The whole nine. You know, Washington State is doing the same thing as what New York is doing right now. You know, slowly but surely everything's going to be locked down. Like, I understand that you are leaving early to get back home. So tell me a little bit about that. Why are you guys leaving? Why are you guys leaving early?
Well, last night really kind of set the tone. We weren't supposed to leave till Tuesday, and when it was almost like a domino effect, you know, just so many different headlines kept popping up. We saw that the schools had closed. Then the next thing you know, the restaurants and the schools and the restaurants and bars. And in a statement that the mayor made, he said, "We're not saying that, you know, people can't go outside, but I'm also not saying that we're very far away from that." He basically said that may come within the coming days. And that's when my husband was like, "All right, it's time to get a move on.
It's time to bounce."
Yeah, because you never, you know, the way this COVID-19 is going, every single day, I mean, every hour of every day, something different happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just a matter of time before they get on and say, "Hey, no one in or out of New York." And we didn't want to be stuck. You know, granted, we're with family and all that, but you know, we have a home to come, you know, to get back to, and who knows? You don't want to be stuck in a sick city for a month.
No kidding. Do you
I'm
think?
with child. You know, we have our kids with us.
Right. Do you think that there's going to be any type of, like, did you see anything in regards to any inklings or hints to martial law being exercised in New York City right now?
I mean, to me, that's what it feels like with the ban on restaurants and bars. To me, that's the beginning. Also, no groups can gather larger than 50.
Right.
And so to me, that feels like the beginning of like a martial law type atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because that's how New York thrives. I mean, what do people do after work? They go to the bar.
Yeah. They go kick it.
They go kick it.
They go kick it.
And if nothing else, what was keeping, you know, like restaurants had made accommodations where they're not letting as many people in. So it was still like something that people could do. You know, I went out to eat while I was here. So it wasn't something that New Yorkers were like staying away from. New Yorkers are very resilient. So people were still, as much as they can be, out and about.
Yeah.
So for them to shut that whole industry down in a city like this, to me, is very telling of what's to come. I feel like a curfew is following. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, if you don't have to be outside, don't be outside, period.
Right.
Not just past 7 p.m.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like it's leading up to. And the mayor literally hinted at that when he said, I'm not saying people shouldn't go outside, but I'm also not saying that we're far away from that.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing in Italy. Canada is starting to implement a lot of these same things. And I think the United States doesn't want to get to where Canada is. Because Italy is really bad.
Italy is very bad. They just had a huge spike in deaths last night.
Yeah.
I think like 300 deaths in one day, overnight. 300 deaths or something like that. I mean, obviously, I don't have the facts in front of me right now, but over 300 deaths and then some. So I mean, we're obviously, it's a scary time. It's definitely a scary time.
And I really think that, you know, the United States doesn't want it to get there. And I know that New York City is like a leading city and a city that knows that other cities follow their lead.
Yeah.
Knows that people look to them to see, okay, what are they going to do? And they wanted to make the first moves towards just locking everything down so that we don't have a Italy situation on our hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's a few hot spots. I know LA is one of the places too that has a rising number of cases. Most of the cities where there's just so many people and there's so much contact. So those cities are doing their best to limit contact with people. I know even Missouri just issued I saw a Fox News article where we can't have gatherings of 50 or more either. So
crazy.
You said what? Yeah, we canceled our show. Our center stage that's next week. We have to cancel it.
Yeah, I know that you guys canceled. I know you guys canceled a lot of shows, and
yep, that's definitely going to be more than 50 people. I was going to be a part of the Story Collider at the Ready Room, sponsored by NPR, on Wednesday of this week. They canceled that. So yeah, we are getting out of Dodge right now. Actually, let me see if I can give you a view of.
Sure. Are you driving? Are you driving through New York City right now?
Well, we're actually. Oh, there you go. You can see the Verrazano Bridge right there.
Yeah.
We are literally. That's what's going to the start to a new city. Once we make it through there, we will be heading on out of New York.
Yeah.
And the traffic isn't too bad.
That's good.
And the Bell Parkway. Let me tell you something. It's always. I don't care what time of day it is. I'm trying to turn the camera back around. How did you do that, baby? Don't judge my I'm not that technologically savvy.
You're good.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's always traffic on this on the Bells. I don't care what time of day it is, especially on a Monday. But it's just it's just a different time. You can just feel it too.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy when you're out and about, walking around. People, a lot of masks. You see the masks are ridiculous.
Yeah, the masks are out there in full effect, y'all.
Oh,
They're definitely in full effect.
And they're rumoring, like, a couple train lines have closed, and it's supposedly, this is not confirmed, but there's been talking of them shutting the subway system down.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. That's definitely a huge. That is a moving petri dish of just germs floating around and everything. So yeah, they need to do.
And when we had planned this trip, we were really looking forward to, getting on the train with the kids and going into the city.
Yeah.
And we didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, we were in.
Oh no.
This car, wipe it down. Even at church.
There we go.
So church, they had a lot of different protocols. They had assigned seating that was certain spaces apart from each other.
Yeah.
They had hand sanitizer at every entrance. They didn't pass the offering receptacle around. They had the receptacles by the doors where you could just put your money in and not have to touch it. Yeah. Nobody was hugging. We usually have like it's called like a therapy each service where you like greet and hug each other.
Yeah.
We didn't even have that. We were encouraged not to touch each other. Kind of like do like the fist bump, Wakanda forever, hello, I love you, from a distance.
Yeah.
Every single person who got up to the mics had their own mic windscreen.
Right.
Everything's different.
Right. We're in this situation where it's like by any means necessary, if you can find any way of not touching the person next to you, do so, the whole nine. This is, like I said, this is a crazy time, and the only way we can do it is just self-quarantine and social distancing to the umpteenth degree. But we got to get going. But Lydia, have a safe trip back home, okay?
Yes, sir.
Have a
absolutely.
safe and clean trip back home, all right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for Skyping in. It really means a lot. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right.
But
talk to you later.
Talk to you later, sweetheart.
Okay, bye.
So there you have it, everybody. We're in a situation, obviously, where it's getting crazier and crazier. And as we continue down this line of madness, we are. We're here. We're gonna get through this. It's just a very freaky situation. What a freaky situation. Tom just said on Facebook. What did it say? making the kids come back to school on 420. What a buzzkill. I'm done, man. I'm done. But yeah, this whole thing is a buzzkill. It's an absolute buzzkill. But anyway, we're going to be coming right back. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. Of course, you know, I want everybody to know that we are here to go through this with y'all. We are going through this together. So don't be shy. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. We are going to be doing a fun little game called Pop Quiz Hot Shot. Hopefully you guys can tune in. Maybe somebody will Skype in. If you're interested in playing the game live on the show with us, be sure to tune in this next segment because it'll be fun. And yeah, maybe we can have you Skype in and be a part of it and win some cool stuff. All right. So anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. And if this is your first time checking out the show, click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Pascal Show. We'll be right back. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We're in this situation. We're doing our thing. You know, we're having some fun. I'm sorry. This whole thing is crazy right now. But I'm trying something a little different right now because I do have somebody who is, or I have two of my brothers on right now. I'm trying something new. Like I said, I'm trying something brand spanking new. I've never done this Skype thing before. So this is very, very new for me. But I have my brother Jack, Buck, and Tommy Boy.
Hey.
Tom Schoenhart in the house. What's good?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Hi, Jack. Anyway, so I'm trying something new. It's not a bad look. It looks good. I like it. It's fine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this thing. Anyway, we do have some people that have been commenting underneath the feed, so I'm gonna read some of them. And of course, if you guys, gentlemen, if you guys have been looking at the stuff as well, please read the comments down below because I know that there are people putting in comments on both sides, on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So, RSM, STL, yes. Thank you. Yes, I am hosting the Taste of St. Louis, which I'm very excited about. It is going to be one hell of an experience. It's going to be dope as all get out. We're going to have a blast. I'm doing my whole show live throughout that entire weekend on and they named it Pascal's Entertainment Stage. So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a fun one. The whole weekend of the 28th of August. You know, so something to look forward to, y'all. Something to really look forward to, which I'm very excited about. And then also, Kyle Swanson. Shout out to Kyle Swanson. What's up, man? He said, have you seen the latest graphs? I don't know what, if you guys are doing something over there, you're like scrunching something. He says, have you seen, oh my, you guys are, what's going on? I'm muting you guys. Anyway, he says, have you seen the latest graphs, Pascal? The curve on the graph is considered the most dangerous curve we've seen in the history of America. If the spread continues at the rate it does, doubling every 3 days, by May, over 100 million will be infected, and right now, it's a 7% death rate. That is wild. I'm just going to say that is absolutely wild. I don't know what to tell you guys on that, but I mean, those are just some of the facts that are happening in this world as we speak, and I'm worried. I'm worried just as much as the next person, I'm assuming. Right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm worried. I'm not so worried about me, but it's, you know, the older people, you know, our parents and stuff. That's what's really scaring me. Is, you know, I mean, I'll probably be fine, hopefully, but boy, older people, that just, you know, I just want to lock my parents in their house and just hermetically seal their entire house or something. Just keep them safe until they have the vaccine.
Right. And I don't know, and that's what's so frustrating is, like, what is the proper approach? You know, how do you keep your loved ones, like your parents, safe, especially when, you know, parents are stuck in their own ways, you know? Yeah. And especially when your parents can get really stubborn and refuse to listen to what basically the general public is saying. So I've always wondered how, like, what would be, you know, what's the right choice? You know what I mean?
Mm. Self-quarantine. That's the right choice.
Right.
But yourself.
What I mean is like making your parents listen. You know what I mean? Like, what's the right way of, like, because it's not like you can just tie them down and keep them hostage. You know, you can't hold them against their own will. So I guess, you know, it's just like, I guess that's the question. It's like, how do you get your parents or the elderly to really listen? You know? Right.
Eventually, sometimes it just takes for somebody that they know, or a family member, or somebody close by that they know, to actually get it to be really sick or to die, until a bigger portion of the population can start actually making any changes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure we'll go out right now and malls are probably packed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you got a point. That
churches, fish fries, all that stuff coming up.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. This is the situation where it's like, all right, streaming your church, you know, buying your own fish and doing your own fish fry, you know, all those kind of things. Shopping online might be the best choice in regards to this, instead of actually going to the mall, because the mall is basically a sitting cesspool of a petri dish of germs just floating back and forth as well. But even this past weekend, you know, just to be completely honest, people were celebrating St. Patty's Day this weekend, and nobody gave a damn. Everybody was out and kicking it, just doing just fine, kicking it. So I always wonder, like, what is it that we are going to have? What can we do? Because there are people out here that think they're cowboys, think that they're going to be just fine, you know? And they're the ones that, like I said, there's major cities where people are literally going out kicking it for celebrating St. Patty's Day, going out and drinking their green beer, or they're going down on their spring breaks, going to Miami, going to the beach in close proximity to a whole bunch of people. See what I'm saying? It just, so it's like, what do you do with the other population that's sitting there going, this is all a hoax. This is all a whole bunch of BS. You know what I mean?
Stay away from them. Just keep your distance from anybody that has that mindset.
That's true.
Like, go hang out, have your fun, just stay away from me.
Right. I mean, I do have another comment from Sarah Lynn. Sarah Lynn on Facebook just said, watching from Bismarck, North Dakota. Thank you for tuning in. She said, it is a blessing to be in the tundra with a low population. So far, from what I've heard, not fact-checked, only one person in quarantine in Minot. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, I'll double check. The hospitals are on a very strict protocol, and schools have been canceled throughout the state. And that's in North Dakota. And she's obviously typing in and commenting from Bismarck, North Dakota. So, yeah, I mean, it's slowly growing. I mean, the word is getting out there, you know, that this is really going down, you know.
Once rumors become reality, I mean, that's going to be the big change, right?
You know.
So, and then I saw that this morning there was a thing that they put out and said that the mass text messages that were going out about martial law and national lockdown, there was something that was going out that those were fake. And those are the types of things that will happen. We'll start getting mass text messages. We'll start probably hearing, you know, the tornado sounds used for, you know, curfew is now, you know, if it goes that far. And then that will make people stay inside.
And then Ajiki just said on YouTube, she just commented, I was over at my parents' last night. They have food and all, came back home last night with black-eyed peas, cabbage, cornbread, LOL. They tripping being around a whole bunch of people, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. I mean, I understand the paranoia. I absolutely understand people being concerned and nervous about what's going on right now. We don't have everything locked in, and this is the time to be, this is the absolute 110% time to be nervous. Let's keep it real. This is the time to be nervous. You know, all the conspiracy theorists that are out there, all those doomsday people that are out there, you know, maybe it's time to be friendly with one of them. No, seriously, because they might have some real ideas, or they might have some real pointers for people. You know, there's not a lot of people that think about certain things like, you know, canned foods, what type of foods would last long, you know, outside of just canned foods, you know, protection, how to protect yourself, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? That's the situation that we're in, you know, real talk. And we need to start figuring that thing out on how to sustain sanity and sustain our own health, you know?
Yeah.
But
can we get the survivor list on the show? Someone that goes out in the woods, eats berries and twigs and stuff.
Oh, I would,
you know,
I would love.
This is a backup.
I would love to speak to somebody like that. I mean, on some real stuff. I would love to pick somebody's brain in regards to that for sure, because we need to know that kind of stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see, for sure. But anyway, real quick, I'm going to go into a quick commercial break. But this is something for you guys, and this is an opportunity for you guys to have some fun with us, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And so I'm very excited about this, or I'm very happy, because now we can actually implement it and try it out and all that. And so I just need one person out there to Skype in for Pop Quiz Hot Shot. All right? Just one person. One person. Not 15 people. Just one person. Thank you, Jack. One person.
First come, first serve.
Yes. One person to Skype in for an opportunity to win something. Skype in at the Pascal Show Skype. All right, that's our Skype name, the space Pascal space show space Skype. All right, and it's an opportunity for you guys to win something, whatever it might be. We're going to be playing this thing called Pop Quiz Hot Shot. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be something ridiculous. I'm sure Tom's got something really good up his sleeve for this game. So anyway, we're going to be right back. We're going into a quick commercial break. But like I said, let's stay healthy out there. We'll see you guys in a minute. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am trying to figure this thing out as we speak. You know how it is. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of it and all that. And of course, you know, I understand that this is something brand new. You know, trying something new. In time, I'm sure more and more people will be tuning in and Skyping in and all that stuff. But like I said, if you're interested, Skype in at the space Pascal space show space Skype. And if you do that, then you can be a part of this fun little game called Pop Quiz Hot Shot. Anyway, and like I said, if this is your first time checking out the show, please crush that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. That would really, really mean a lot. You know, we do this, and we do this every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to around 12 p.m. Right here on the Pascal Show on both Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So we're all over these places right now. You know what I'm saying? So hit that subscribe button and hit that like button on our Facebook feed. Anyway, you know, it's time to play this game. Let's play a little quick game. And of course, you can play along with us down below and have some fun. Let's get it. It's time for Pop Quiz Hot Shot, y'all. What is the game for the day?
The game for the day will be, this is trivia revolving around toilet paper. Seems that everybody needs to get toilet paper. I'm down to just 2 rolls myself now. I don't know what's going to happen when those run out, but wow. It's something we've all taken for granted for now. No one really thinks about the history or minutia of how toilet paper became a thing, but yeah, we're going to have some toilet paper trivia.
Okay. Sounds like fun. Let's do this thing, man. Let's have some fun, you know. And of course, anybody who's watching and all that, please chime in down below. We will try to do this the next time, tomorrow on the next show, because I know for a fact I can get some people to Skype in. Today is new. We're gonna try this. We're gonna have some fun. So let's go. What is the game? What's the first question?
All right, we'll do first question is, in which country was toilet paper, is the earliest account of toilet paper usage, has that been found?
Egypt.
That is incorrect.
Am I supposed to chime in?
You're supposed to chime in. The earliest? Like what?
Yep.
What country?
Yep. What country were historians able to find the earliest use of toilet paper in?
Good question.
Not Egypt.
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Rome.
That is
Italy.
incorrect.
Okay. I tried. Dag nabbit.
Is it the U.S.?
No, it is not.
Okay.
James says on YouTube, define toilet paper.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Is this a leaf?
Processed paper used for cleaning yourself up. You're downstairs.
Let's see. What about? No. I'm gonna say North America. Before it was America.
Nope.
Tell us, Tom.
You want to know?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's China.
China?
China.
The easiest answer.
The earliest recorded mention of toilet paper was a letter written by Chinese scholar Zhang Suiti, I don't know, something like that, 589 AD. He basically said, paper on which there are quotations or commentaries from the 5 classics or the names of sages, I dare not use for toilet purposes. Basically, the first instance of someone mentioning toilet paper came from China.
Wow.
The guy basically saying, I wouldn't wipe my butt with that.
That's hilarious. Now it's a thing that we all use. Huh. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, you know what? I feel like this is the onset of the future, like Demolition Man. We're going to be using seashells instead of toilet paper. Wait for it. And then we're going to have a dude looking like Wesley Snipes running around acting like a damn fool. Just wait. Just you wait.
You know how to use the seashells, right?
What? What do you do? A curse, bill, a curse ticket maker. Every time you curse, that ticket goes off. Just wait. Taco Bell is going to be fine dining. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Anyway, next question.
All right. Let's see.
You only had one. You only got prepared with one.
Well, I had a couple, and then you took my Demolition Man.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I can't read your mind, man. Damn.
Oh, let's see here.
Take your time. The world's just slowly dying.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see.
Okay. He had just 2 questions, I guess.
Yeah, which way are you technically supposed to hang the toilet paper roll? With the flap coming over the top, or the flap going over behind it?
Over the top. Over the top.
There's been a huge debate, but they actually did prove that'd be over the top. They found the schematics for a trademark of toilet paper, and it showed how it was supposed to be hung. Now, you want to turn it the other way when you have kids or cats, so that they can't unravel the entire thing by coming and running their hand on it.
They're not doing that. God forbid they do that. Oh, interesting. So in other words, you got to make sure that your toilet paper is well hung.
Hey.
There you go, guys. That's my joke for the day, guys. All right, next question.
All right, I'll do one here. How's this? I don't know that anyone will get it, but I think it's fun trivia anyway. In the 1930s, the Northern Tissue Company used this selling point, use this selling point for their toilet paper, saying their toilet paper was free of this, was blank free.
Paper cuts.
Close. What might cause paper cuts?
Edge free?
Or cuts in general.
Is it sharp edges?
Sharp edges, yeah. I was going to say sharp edges free. Edges free?
Splinter free.
Splinter free.
Apparently, in the 1930s, if you bought toilet paper, there was a possibility you'd get splinters.
Unbelievable.
Side effects, maybe.
Yeah, splinters.
Yeah.
Paper cuts on your bum hole. That makes no sense, man. That makes no sense. But hey, good on you guys. Good on you. You know? Wow. Okay, one more. One more real quick.
All right.
Anybody?
Here, I got one for
Okay.
you. You guys can take this guess.
All right.
Okay. Charmin did an average U.S. citizen toilet paper per day use. How many sheets does one person use on average in a given day?
Bruh.
Each little square. How many little squares on average does someone use?
Good questione.
I'll say 30.
Pascal?
50.
Keep on going up higher.
I was going to say like 100?
No, you're closer. You were closer than Tom. Totals 57 is the approximate average that people use. So I mean, this isn't a two-sheeter. Wipe them down and be done. This is a grab a bundle, wrap it around your hand, layer up the sheet on the toilet.
But that's a lot of poop. Y'all need 50 sheets to poop?
I think kids probably use even more than those sheets.
Right.
By the amount they grab.
And women, too. They use toilet paper when they're not pooping, so.
That's true, too.
One aspect of it, too.
Don't blame it all on the women like that. Come on now.
Hey, these are trying times. You got to blame stuff on somebody. They're going to have to take the hit.
Yeah, it's toilet paper shortages. It's time to drip dry.
Wow, that's. I'm done. That's a little gross. That's a little gross. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. James said blot and dry. I'm done. We're gonna go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, everybody. We are going to wrap up the show today because, there's a lot of other things going on and there's breaking news every 5 seconds and all that. I think I'm going to be doing another live stream a little bit later on this evening, so be sure to tune in. There's a lot of things that are going on, and of course there's just things that we need to talk about and cover, and this pandemic that's going on in the country is just spreading like wildfire. And I know for a fact there's going to be more information, more things going down as we progress throughout this week, So be sure to tune in. Most likely I'll be on around 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to tune in. We're going to talk even more about more things then as well. I'm going to be doing these a lot more often now that I'm home, now that we are all basically self-quarantined. We're going to be getting through some things and going through these things together, all right? So I will most definitely be back on at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on the Pascal Show. If you enjoyed your time, please go and like the page. Somebody said, how can I set a YouTube reminder for the Pascal Show? I don't know.
Google it.
I don't know. That's a very good question, James. Thank you. And shout out to James, man. I'm going to be real. James is the first person on YouTube to tune into our show. So he is a national treasure. So I salute you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. I salute you. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I would love to know how to turn that in. And, I appreciate James. Thank you so much. I love your show, Pascal. That's what he just said on YouTube. Thank you. We love you too, James. Like, we really appreciate all the love and everything like that.
Thank you, James.
Again, say that again, guys. Say that again.
Oh, thank you, James.
Yeah. Thank you, James.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Tommy.
We love you, James.
Tommy, Jack, hopefully I'll have you guys back on around that time, around 5 o'clock, if you're available, of course. God forbid if you're that busy, we don't know. You never know how busy you guys might be, with everything. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. By all means, crush that subscribe button. Please tell your friends about us. Like I said, I'll probably be doing this a lot more often, one at 9 and one at 5. You know what I mean? Going on at 9 to 5, or something like that. Isn't that a song? That's a song, isn't it? Isn't it?
That is. That Dolly Parton?
Yeah. Dagnabbit. You know what I mean? She's another national treasure. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we will be live today at 5 p.m. with more information, more stuff that's going on with the coronavirus and all of that good stuff. So please set a reminder. I don't know how to do that on my end. Maybe somebody can message me that. I don't know how to do it myself. But if you can set a reminder for yourselves, that would I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, Ajiki. Definitely stay tuned. Everybody on Facebook that's tuning in, I really appreciate all that. We will be back on at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, so please tune in. We just made some new friends through here, the Sarah Lynn and all the people that were tuning in on Facebook. Thank you so much as well. Please tell your friends about our show. We are going to be going through this together. More comedy, more information, more games, the whole nine. We're going to do a pop quiz hot shot a little bit later today at the 5 o'clock show. So please go set up your Skype or turn it back on. And we can do a Skype pop quiz hot shot live with you guys with a chance for you guys to win something. Maybe it's a roll of toilet paper. You never know. Nowadays, it seems like that's just, it's like gold now. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we got to get going. But be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Much love to you guys. Be safe out there. Be clean and stay healthy. And if your loved one's driving you nuts, you know, just walk into the other room and just take a 10-second break. You're going to be all right. All right? We are all going to be okay. I'll see you guys at 5 Central Standard Time. Much love to you guys. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.